Hi, I'm Silvana Laudoni from CHAPE, the Italian Center for Permanent Learning based in Rome. Today I'm going to present you the open educational resource concerning forecasting and market analysis techniques. Technical textiles market is making rapid advances with about 60% of products across the globe produced with fibers that were not marketed 5 decades ago. In such a growing market, a detailed market analysis assumes even more importance in the decisions to introduce a new product into the industry. Without a deep market analysis, the risk is to miss out opportunities or not to see threats that can significantly weaken the business operations. Strategic market analysis can be a very useful way to help companies uncover otherwise hidden business opportunities, identify competitors before it's too late, discover untapped revenue streams, minimize investment risks, identify and subsequently avoid bad business decisions. Through this OER, I'm going to introduce you some market analysis techniques with specific tools and templates helping in their application. You will understand the advantages of conducting a market analysis and the different steps to be implemented in order to use the resulting data to take decisions about a new product or an innovative design to be launched into the market. A market analysis is integral to business strategic plans. Starting from the idea for a new product or a new design, we need to define the objectives of our market analysis. For example, to assess the real need for our product into the market. Then we need to identify our sources of information that can be primary or secondary. Finally, set up a clear analysis plan with identification of the different points to be touched, analysis of market size and trends, customer segmentations, competitors identification. The sources of information of our market analysis can be primary if the information are directly collected from potential customers by the means of interviews, surveys, focus groups, field testings, or secondary if the information are collected through the consultation of existing data extracted from studies, journals, newspapers, websites, or statistical databases. The market analysis techniques we are going to deepen in these slides are the following. SWOT, used to analyze the company environment. PESTLE, used to analyze external factors affecting the business. Porter 5 forces, used to analyze the industry environment. Empathy map, used to analyze customers' trends and needs. All of them are interrelated. A SWOT analysis evaluates the internal strengths and weaknesses to identify the company's advantages and the external opportunities and threats that can affect its competitiveness. Here we find a practical example of SWOT analysis applied to technical textile sector, exactly to Reprev, a brand of recycled fiber made from used plastic bottles, also used in technical textiles applications. An effective instrument to support a SWOT analysis is conducting a brainstorming session. First of all, the right working group needs to be created. It is important to put together an interdisciplinary team. The ideas can be collected in 4 different lists, one for each SWOT macro area. Then the different elements need to be prioritized in all of the lists in order to define a strategy to get the underlying opportunities, exploit the strengths, and to cope with threats and weaknesses. To ease the brainstorming sessions, there are certain questions that can be raised. In this slide, some examples are suggested. Here we can find a template for the SWOT analysis facilitating the collection of information. For the external environment, the template report also aspect referred to the Porter 5 forces analysis and to the pestle analysis. As we've seen, in fact, they are interrelated. A pestle analysis is a tool used to analyze and monitor the macro-environmental factors that have an impact on an organization. The name pestle stands for the initials of 6 macroeconomic variables included into the model: political, economic, sociocultural, technological, legal, and environmental. The model can help to conceptualize different scenarios based on these uncertain variables to better predict what might happen and make the right decisions. The primary objective of the pestle analysis is about conducting an in-depth analysis of macroeconomic variables relevant for a specific company and for the scope it is implemented. In order to ease the brainstorming process, we can use some key questions. Some examples are reported in these slides. The 5 forces models looks at 5 specific factors determining whether or not a business can be profitable in relation to the other businesses in the industry. Using Porter's 5 forces in conjunction with a SWOT analysis will help you understand which strategy to adopt for your company's scopes. Specifically, the 5 forces taken into consideration in the Porter's model are: threat of new entrants. Higher at the barrier to entry lowers the risk for new competitors. Bargaining power of buyers. The buyer power is high if consumers can easily switch among different alternatives. Bargaining power of suppliers. If there are many alternatives, suppliers have low bargaining power and companies do not have to face high switching costs. Threat of substitute products. It considers how it is easy for customers to switch from a business product to one another. Rivalry among existing competitors. It considers the number of existing competitors and what each one can do. This template can ease Porter analysis implementation by suggesting different kinds of variables for the different factors and requiring to assign a grade to each one according to its threat level. It is then required to indicate trends and opportunities coming out from the scenarios drawn for each column factor. Once the different factors that can affect the business ability to compete in the market are analyzed, it is the time to set a strategy to get a competitive advantage. Porter considers 3 different main strategies: cost leadership, increase profits by reducing costs or sales price; differentiation, differentiate the product by those of competitors; focus, select a niche market. Another important aspect to take into consideration is, of course, the customer's needs and trends. An empathy map is a simple visual tool capturing knowledge about the user behaviors and attitudes. The map helps to consider things from the user's perspective along with his or her goals and challenges. In order to build an effective empathy map, we can follow 4 main steps. First of all, we need to establish our goals, for instance, entering a new market and segment our customers. Then we have to humanize our segment, giving it human features. Considering the assigned features, we need to imagine our segment attitudes and behaviors. Finally, it is important to validate our empathy map with actual customers' responses. We propose here to guide the template to support the empathy map development process. So we can conclude by saying that the market research should be a constant in any business strategy. The decisions concerning the futures of a new product or design and the related communication strategies can be adjusted accordingly to the market analysis findings in order to maximize our chances of successful. So for now we finished, and thank you for your attention.